Okay, guys. So, good morning, everyone, and we shall start now. Okay. Sorry. Am I audible to everyone?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Okay. So, guys, let's see first of all. Okay, guys, let me introduce myself, and I'm Samir, and I'll be your faculty for this Azure Databricks and the Azure Data Engineering. And when it comes to my profile, I have around 10 years of IT experience. Okay, the totally I have around 10 years, and about the cloud experience since the past 3 years. Okay, I'm working on the cloud, wherein I'm supporting for that is the various this thing on the cloud, such as the Azure as well as the GCP Google Cloud Platform. Okay, so that's it about my profile. Okay, guys. So now, and okay, let's begin here with this. That is nothing but the Azure Data Engineering. So, guys, when you talk about the Azure Data Engineering, uh, the Azure Data Engineering is nothing but basically, okay, guys, Azure Data Engineering is nothing but it is basically, okay, uh, a bunch of all the services, a bunch of all the services, wherein the Azure Data Engineering, let's try to split it and understand it. Azure means what? Azure is a name. Azure is the name which is provided by the Azure is the name which is provided by the Microsoft to market their. It is provided by the Microsoft to market their. Azure is a name provided by the Microsoft to market their name or market their product or market their service for cloud. That means they're that is the thing, but they are marketing their cloud product or marketing their cloud services with a name called what? Azure by the Microsoft. By what is that? By the Microsoft, we can say. Okay, by the Microsoft. Okay, and now, guys, when we talk about okay, guys, when we talk about the data, so what do you understand by the word called data? If I'm using the word called data, what is the first thing which comes to your mind? Tell me now. Data means what, guys? Data means what? Ultimately, the data is nothing but what? Information. Okay, what's that? Information. So means what? Information is nothing but information is everything. Information is the business. Information is the wealth. Everything we can say information. Okay, information. That is nothing but called as what? Data is nothing but the information. And what do you mean by engineering? Engineering is nothing but application of techniques. Application of what is that? Various techniques, we can say. Okay, application of what is that? Techniques. Okay, or applying of what is that? Technology on the data. Application of what's that? Technology on the data is nothing but the engineering here. Okay, application of the technology. Okay, application of the technology. Okay, so application of the technology on the data is nothing but the engineering. So hence we can say that cloud information engineering is nothing but what? Azure data engineering, wherein the Azure data engineering, guys, the Azure data engineering is nothing but it is a bunch of all the services provided. Okay, it is a bunch of all the services provided together on a single platform, on a single platform. That is nothing but the service called what? Data integration service. That is called as what? Data integration service. And then you have what is that? Data summarization. data integration, data summarization, and data that is nothing but visualization. Data visualization. Okay, guys. Data visualization. Okay. And the data visualization and even the data reporting. Data visualization, data reporting. These are all the things available in the Azure Data Engineering, guys. These are all the things available in the Azure Data Engineering, wherein when we talk about, yes, guys, when we talk about, what is that? When we talk about this, that is nothing but when we talk about the Azure Databricks, what exactly the Databricks is. See, basically, the Azure Databricks is nothing but it is one of the service provided. It is one of the service provided by the Microsoft. It is one of the service provided by the Azure. It is one of the service. Apart from this, what are the services we have it under the Azure Data Engineering, guys? Everyone, under the Azure Data Engineering, we have the following. What is that? ADB, that is Azure Databricks is one. And then we have what is that? The Azure, okay, guys. Then we have what is that? The Azure Data Factory. Azure Data Factory. And then you have what is that, guys? We have the Synapse. Azure Data Factory. Then we have the Synapse. And then we have the we have the machine learning. Azure machine learning is there. And then we have what is that? The Azure artificial intelligence. Likewise, guys, likewise, you have many more services provided. Likewise, you have many more services provided in the Azure Data Engineering. So now, guys, today we are going to look into the Azure Databricks. We are going to look into what is that? Azure Databricks. So, guys, when we talk about the Azure Databricks, okay, guys, when we talk about the Azure Databricks, let us see it here. The Azure Databricks. So, guys, when you talk about the Azure Databricks, guys, Azure Databricks. Okay, anyways, we can say the bricks is like this. Azure Databricks. What is that? That means Databricks is for Azure. That means Databricks is used for the Azure. Databricks is used for the or used by the Azure. So hence we call it as what? Azure Databricks. Likewise, guys, apart from this, we also have some other products, such as you have a that is nothing but Google Cloud Platform. In that, even you have what's that? Google Cloud Engineering. Soon, okay, we'll be having this Google Cloud Engineering. In that, also we can have what is that? GCP, that is Google Databricks. That means Databricks is used for the Google. Likewise, the Databricks is commonly used by almost all. So now, guys, why the Databricks is used, where the Databricks is used, and how the Databricks is used, let us try to see and understand that. Okay, so before we move technically here, what is an Azure Databricks, guys? So I will tell you, the Azure Databricks is a cloud service. Azure Databricks is a cloud service. Guys, everyone, the Azure Databricks is a cloud service provided in order to perform, provided in order to perform or provided in order to perform the job of, what is that? Data summarization, data summarization, data visualization, data summarization, and data visualization. Data summarization, data visualization, and as well as we can say it is used for the data integration too. data integration tool. So whereas the Azure Databricks is used for the following services. These are all the services which we can use it, or which we can do it. These are all the things which we can do it using the Azure Databricks, guys. So whereas technically, if I talk about what is the data summarization is, or what is the data visualization, or what is the data integration, we may not understand it properly. Am I right, guys? We may not understand it properly. So guys, let us try to understand it in a non-technical manner, and what exactly the thing is. So first of all, I would like to discuss what is basically a cloud service, or what. Let us discuss what is a cloud first of all. What is basically a cloud? So guys, when you talk about the cloud, so you should understand first of all, when you talk about the cloud, you should also understand what is on premises. First of all, you should understand what is cloud and as well as the on-premises before we move ahead. So if you understand this cloud and on-premises, then you can understand everything very easily. So guys, we have two things. What is that? On-premises, and next one is the cloud. So now guys, when we talk about the on-premises, please tell me now, what is an on-premises and what is a cloud? Let us try to see an example here. So guys, let's try to see an example. Guys, all of us, we used to go to the movies. That is, we used to go to the theaters and watch movies, everyone, isn't it? We all used to go to the theaters and watch the movies. There is a cinema hall we used to go, and we used to watch the movies. Whereas nowadays, so most of us after the lockdown, are we preferring to go to this, this movies, that is movie hall, and watch the movies? Though it is in multiplex theaters are there. So are we preferring to go to the movie theaters and watch the movies or not? Please tell me now. Yes, guys. I want the session to be interactive, guys. It's not like that only. No. Then what is the alternative method of entertainment we have it right now?
OTT.
Yes,
Yeah,
OTTs,
OTT.
OTT platforms. So OTT are the platforms using which we are watching all the new movies. All the new movies, because all the new movies are released there. Now tell me, when you have the OTT, so do you require to download some kind of when you wanted to use this the OTT, do you require to download some software or install some software in your computer or not?
No.
Not required. Only the app you have it, you'll get it available in the that is a Play Store, or that is even the iStore. You download it, install it in your PC, they install it in your mobile phone, and start watching it. But now tell me, guys, when you start watching it, can you watch all movies simply by simply you open this app, or you require to do something? No. So why? Because if you want to watch some latest or new movies, you need to opt for a paid subscription. Am I right or not? You need to opt for what is it? A paid subscription. You have to give them a money online transfer. You have to make it, and then they will provide you access for the premium membership, wherein you can view all the movies, wherein you can view all the new movies here. Okay. So whereas what is it exactly? OTT platforms. What are the OTT platforms? Netflix, Amazon Prime, and then we have what is that? Even the Disney Hotstar is there, and Woot is there, and even apart from this, we have many more. Am I right? We have many more. Sony Live app is there. These are all the online platforms. Okay, where we can just download the app, open the app, and see it. All the new releases also we can see it just by paying the premium membership to them. Am I right or not? Whereas all those movies are available where? They kept their entire all the latest releases on the cloud. On what is that? Cloud. They kept it on the cloud. So most of this online, we have it, this one, they are using the Amazon. That is nothing but the cloud provider called what? Amazon. Anyways, I'll come to that later now. Let's concentrate on this first of all, basically the cloud and on-premises. So whereas guys, previously we used to go to the movie theaters and watch the movies in the cinema halls. So whereas those are like what? On-premises system. Whereas clouds are nothing but what? Right now we are watching the movies by just using the OTT platform. That is nothing but movies on cloud, you can say. Am I right? In broad, you can say movies on cloud. So in the same way, guys, let us go on a very, the basic scale of, understanding. Let us see here. We all use the mobile phones. That we all or not? Please tell me. Yes, we have around 20 participants are there. Do we all use the mobile phones or not? Please tell me, guys.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
We use the mobile phone and we use the smartphones or the normal phones.
Smartphones.
Obviously, we use the
Smartphones.
smartphones because we are the smart people. So we use the smartphone. So whereas your smartphone has, everyone, your smartphone has some memory. Am I right or not? Your smartphone will have some memory. Mobile phone. Let us say you're using some smartphone here. So your smartphone has some memory. So can you tell me what is this memory? Can somebody tell me what is that memory you will have it? Memory is that where you can store the data. Am I right or not? Where you can store the data. Memory is used to store the data. Memory is nothing but used to store what is the data in your mobile phone. Whereas what is the default memory which you will get it from when you buy any mobile phone, guys? If
From
it is a
32 GB,
yeah, if it
16
is an
GB.
iPhone, if it is an iPhone, okay, then you'll have some 32 GB, or you can say 64 GB, or you can say even 128 GB, or you can say even the 256 GB is provided. 256 GB is provided with iPhone. But whereas if you buy a normal mobile phone, that is a Samsung or any other thing, they will have what is that 16 GB, or they may have 32 GB. Okay, or nowadays you're getting it even some kind of more than that. Okay, even 128 GB you're getting it the normal mobile phones rather than going with an iPhone. So guys, this is the memory you have it. That means you can store the data in gigabytes. You can store the data in what's it? Gigabytes up to this particular limit. Now guys, this limit is exhausted. 256 GB memory is already exhausted. Now tell me what is the alternative you have it? Can you tell me, guys?
Google
256
We
Drive.
transfer the data to Google Drive.
OneDrive or cloud
very
options.
good. So now what we can do is, if this memory is exhausted, then you can go with what is that? Google. What's a Google Drive? You can go with what is that? Google Drive, or else you can also go. If you're using an iPhone, you can use what is it? iCloud. You can
iCloud.
also, yeah, you can also store it in the iCloud or the Google Drive. iCloud or the Google Drive, guys. Whereas, what are these? So Google Drive or the iCloud, whatever we have it, these are called as what is that? Clouds. Am I right? These are called as what? Clouds. These are called as what? Clouds. Whereas when we talk about the data in your mobile phone and the memory in your mobile phone, this is called as what is it, guys? This is called as what?
On-premise.
On-premises. Very good. This is
On-premises.
called as what? On-premises. This is called as what? On-premises. Now tell me, we have a on-premises and we have the cloud, everyone. We have the on-premises and we have the cloud. Both the things are here. Now, guys, most of us are using the clouds only rather than using it in the on-premises. That means rather than using the storing the data in the mobile phone, we are preferring to store it the data in the cloud. Now, what are the advantages you have it? Suppose you have some 5,000 videos are there, okay, and some 2,000 photos are there. So if you store those photos, if you store those videos, if you store those photos and videos on the Google Drive, or else on the iCloud, it will be kept secured forever till the time you want it, or till the time you don't delete it. So it has to do nothing with your handsets. Suppose one fine day if you lose your handset, you need not worry. You can recollect it the same. You can recollect it the same just by downloading or just by using the Google Drive. Am I right or not? So we can say it is a very secure platform to store the data. It is a very secured platform, guys. It is a very secured platform to store the data on the Google Drive or the iCloud. The second way is what? Easy access from wherever you want, from whenever you want, irrespective of the location. You have kept the data here in India. Tomorrow you have been to US and now there you wanted to access your data. Is it possible? Yes, in fact, it is possible. Why? Because irrespective of the location, you can access the data. That is the thing we have it. Okay. The next one, what is that? The two reasons I've already given. The first reason is the security. That is nothing but the easy accessible. And whenever you want, you can retrieve it back from wherever the location you want, you can retrieve it back. The next one is what? Security. So who will be taking care of the security of your data? Is Google or the cloud provider or you yourself? Tell me now.
Google.
This cloud provider will take care of your data. So guys, now as a normal individual, as a working individual, we are preferring to store the data, guys. We are preferring to store the data onto the Google Drive rather than storing the data in your local PC or rather than storing the data in your mobile phone itself. Because of that is nothing but we want long lasting data to be kept here. So forever you want to keep the data. So for that, basically we are not preferring to store the data within the handsets, rather than which we are preferring to store the data onto the cloud. So now, right now, what is that we are using? We are using the Google as the cloud. Am I right? Google as the cloud. So as being an individual, we are preferring the Google as a cloud. Google as a cloud. What about the enterprises or whatever the business entities? Business entity will have a very massive amount of data. Am I right or not? They will have a very massive amount of data. They have a very massive amount of data. So every one of them are preferring nowadays to shift from the on-premises system. From what is that? On-premises system to what is that? Cloud services. On-premises system towards that? Cloud services. On-premises means you all know already. The local computer. See, this is my computer. I have some files here. I'm just taking you to my desktop, guys, everyone. I'm resharing the screen. Just a minute. Can you see here? This is my desktop right now. So here I have, see here, I have some files are there. Some files. Just I'm opening these files, guys, everyone. I'm opening these files and just open this file. I'm opening this file. This file is local to only my PC. Right now, this is local to only my PC. You people cannot access it. You cannot use it right now because it is only local to my PC. I am just, I have shared this. I have just shared it so that you can share the screen now. So that you can view it. You can view it right now, but it is local to my PC. So that means I can say these files are kept in on-premises system. So now, guys, if I want these files to be made available for all of us, so what I can do, I can put it in the Google Drive, and in the Google Drive, I can provide the access to all of you. So all of you can view it from the cloud. Am I right or not? Whereas here you will have, what is that? Two things. What is that? On-premises, and what is that? Cloud. So even every enterprise or every business is looking forward to shift their business from on-premises system to what is that? The cloud system. So for that, what is it? You have it services, you have a security, you have the easy accessibility. Okay, guys, and massive amount of data to be stored without worrying about the space, without worrying about the that is nothing but the amount of the data. So these are the major three reasons we have it. So for that, we have the following cloud providers available. We have what's that? The following cloud providers available in the market. Those are the first cloud provider, guys. The first cloud provider we have it here as, okay, the first cloud provider we have it as what? Azure. The first cloud provider is what? Azure. So whereas Azure is nothing but it's a cloud provider provided by the Microsoft. And apart from this, even we have the another cloud provider that is called as Amazon, guys, or we can say AWS, Amazon Web Services. Apart from this, even we have the another cloud provider that we call it as a GCP. That is, we call it as what? GCP, Google Cloud Platform. And whereas Amazon is from what? Basically, guys, Azure is from Microsoft. Azure is from Microsoft. Okay, Azure is from Microsoft. Whereas the Amazon, that is Amazon Web Services, is from what? Amazon. Whereas apart from this, GCP is from the Google. Likewise, guys, we have another many more cloud providers are there, such as we have the Alibaba is there. Alibaba is one of the cloud provider. Okay, it is a China based. Alibaba is a China based. Okay, and then we have the another cloud provider as a SAP Clouds is there. Okay, SAP Clouds. So now, anyways, Oracle Clouds, many more has come out with their own, the cloud services. But the right now, the ruling, the market ruling or the market requirement is basically before it was Amazon Web Services. Now it is the Azure. Now it is what's it? Azure is considered as the #1 cloud provider who is providing, okay, the cloud services in the market. Whereas after the Azure, now the GCP is also coming up. But it will take a minimum 1 to 2 years time to come onto the track for the GCP. Anyways, but right now, the market leader is the Azure. Before it was Amazon. Now, as the same service, whatever is provided by the Amazon, the same is provided by the Azure on a very cheaper cost. On a very cheaper cost. Hence, this has become more popular than this. Okay, guys? Than this. So, whereas when we talk about the Azure, so one of the service, so Azure is provided with what? The following services: ADB, ADF, Synapse, machine learning, artificial intelligence, etc. Whereas one of the service of the Azure is what is that? ADB. What is that? ADB, which stands for Azure Databricks. Which stands for what is that? Azure Databricks, guys. Azure Databricks. Whereas the Azure Databricks is used for what? It is used to perform the job of data. Yes, guys, data integration. It is used to perform the job of what is it? Data integration and data summarization. Data integration, data summarization, okay, can be done by using what is that? Azure Databricks. Can be done by using the Azure Databricks. What is it? Azure Databricks, guys. Now, guys, whereas now let us mainly try to understand what are the uses of Azure Databricks? Why exactly? What is this data integration? And what is this data summarization, etc., etc. Let us try to understand this. Okay, guys, basically, we can say that the Azure Databricks is specially designed, or it is specially designed or specially used to perform the process of data summarization first. Data summarization. So, whereas data summarization can be performed by using a technique, by using what is that? The data summarization is performed by using a technique. The technique is called as what is that, guys? ETL. It is called as what? ETL. Whereas the ETL stands for what? Extraction, transformation, and loading. Extraction, yes, guys. Extraction, transformation, and loading. Extraction, transformation, and loading. Whereas the extraction, transformation, and loading, guys, the extraction, transformation, and loading, it is a technique which is used to perform the job of data summarization. Data summarization. Wherein apart from this, even we have right now another technique that is also called as what? ELT, which is nothing but what? Extraction, loading, and transformation. Extraction, loading, and transformation. This is also used for what? Data summarization. Data summarization. This is also used for what? Data summarization. That is called as what? ELT and ETL. These are the two things. What's that? ETL and ELT. ETL and what is that? ELT. These are the two techniques we have it, guys. And these two both are supported by the Azure Databricks. Both are supported by the Azure Databricks. Now, guys, let us try to understand what exactly the ETL is and what exactly the data summarization is, what exactly it does here. So for that, let us try to see an example here, guys. Okay, so here we have it, guys. Everyone, just have a look on this. So here we have, guys, here we have a database. Let us say, what do you mean database, guys? Database. Database is nothing but, I will try to simplify for you. A database is nothing but a place where information is recorded in a tabular format. The information is recorded in a tabular format is called as a database. So guys, database is nothing but a place where information is recorded in a tabular format is called as a database. A place where information is recorded, where the information is recorded in the form of a, that is nothing but a place where information is recorded in a tabular format is called as a database, guys. So whereas when we talk about the database, as you know, the database is used to store the information, whereas this information based on the data, it has two type of databases. That is the database is divided into two parts or two type of databases based on the data. The first one we call it as here as what is that, guys? The first one is called as a TDB, which we call it as transaction database. TDB stands for what? Transaction database. And the second one is called as DWH, means what? Data warehouse. The second one is called as what? Data warehouse. So these two are the part of database only, guys. What is that? These two are the part of what? Database. Transaction database and data warehouse. Transaction database and data warehouse. When we talk about the transaction database, guys, transaction database is a database where all detailed data is recorded, where all detailed data is recorded, where all the detailed data is recorded. Wherein, guys, what is it? You have it? Data warehouse. Data warehouse. Here, all summarized records are recorded. What is that? Summarized records are recorded. Summarized data is recorded, you can say. All the summarized data is recorded in the data warehouse. So what is the basic difference you have between both of them? The basic difference is that here you have the data recorded in a detailed manner in a transaction database. The same data is recorded here in the summarized manner in the data warehouse. Whereas the second one, I can say that, guys, the second one, what I can say, the transaction database is used for what? Is used for the purpose of verification. It is used for the purpose of what is it, guys? It is used for the purpose of what's that? Verification and validation. It is used for the purpose of what? Verification and validation, I can say. Verification and validation. Verification and validation. The data warehouse is used for what? Verification and validation. Verification and validation. Whereas, guys, whereas here you have what's that? The data within the data warehouse is recorded in a summarized manner, and this is used for, and guys, this is used for, what is that? This is used for decision making. It is used for what? Decision making. So hence, in some other way, we also call it as a decision making system. Data warehouse is the decision making system. Now, guys, this is the two things we have it. Now, guys, let us try to understand how the database and why the database is divided into these two parts. For that, let us take an example. Guys, you have a textbook. You have been to a shop to buy a textbook, guys. A textbook for the subject called English. You have been there. Am I right, everyone? You have been to a shop to buy a textbook, to buy a book, or you have been to a shop to buy a storybook. A storybook, that is nothing but some English storybooks. Some English storybooks, guys. You have been to the shop to buy some English storybooks. Okay, storybook you have been. So now, as soon as you have been, the book housery or the book library So the shopkeeper showed you around some 50 books. Shopkeeper showed you around how many books? 50 books he showed you. Whereas, tell me now, guys, are you going to buy all the 50 books, or you're going to buy 1 or 2 books maximum?
1 or 2.
1 or 2 books, not more than that. Only for reading purpose, for entertainment purpose, you have been to buy a book. Now tell me, if you want to buy a book, how you are going to take a decision? Are you going to sit at the shop and read the whole book? All the 50 books, you are going to read it and decide which book to buy, or you are going to take some other way or opt some other way? Tell me now, guys. How do you make a decision of purchasing this book or not?
Based
We
on
will searching
reviews.
for only English books.
Okay, English books in the rack, only all English books are there. 50 books are there. Out of the 50, you have to buy 1 or 2 maximum. So now tell me, what is the alternative you have it?
By going through synopsis or
Yes, by going through, what is that? By going through the index, or by going to the prefix page, or by going to the synapse, as you said. Okay. Next, what is the okay, by going through this. So now, if you have, that means, can I say that the book is divided here into 2 parts? What is that? The first part is called as the index part, or the synapses part, what somebody said. So guys, what do we have it? Synapse part, or index part, wherein, can you see here, wherein what happens here? Here, how the data is recorded in the index paper, the data is recorded like this. How? I'll tell you now. The data is recorded in this way. That is nothing but topic name along with the page number. Am I right or not? Topic name along with the page number. What is it? Topic name along with the page number. Along with what's it? Page number. Okay, along with the page number, it will be recorded like this. So pair topic name along with the page number. So guys, so simply what you will do, you will read the, guys, simply you will read the topic name and decide what are all the things you have it. Suppose you have the first topic number 1 in the serial, guys. In the serial, you have it here as a, guys, the little angel. The little angel. Okay, the little angel topic page number 2 to page number, what is that? 34. So that means what? The little angel story is starting from the page number 1 and page number 2 and ending at the page number 34. Now guys, the same detail of the story, that means the detailed story will be recorded from where? From the second paper of the book. That is called as what? Detailed part. That is called as what? Detailed part. The entire data is recorded in the detailed manner from the detailed part. Whereas from which page? From the page number 2 to the end of the book. To the end of the book. Am I right or not? To the end of the book. Whereas if at all you wanted to know what is the story you have it, what is the story you have it, if at all you wanted to know what is the story you have it in the little angel, so you have to start reading from the second paper and end the reading at which paper here? 34th paper, to take a decision or to know the entire story. Am I right or not? So can you say that the book is like your database? In fact, I can say like that. Whereas the book has 2 parts, detailed part and what? Index part. Detailed part, you're using it to find out what exactly this thing you have in the story. If you want to buy that book or not, if you want to take the decision, then you're just referring the index paper. In the same way, guys, here also you have 2 parts of the database. First, it's the transaction database. Second is the data warehouse. So I can say that the transaction database is nothing but just like a detailed part of a book from the second paper till the end of the book, where all the story is written in a detailed manner. Whereas the same story is kept in a summarized manner, only the topic name along with the page number in the index paper. Whereas likewise, here the data warehouse is like your index of the book. So overall, I can say database is like a book where the database has 2 parts, transaction database and data warehouse. Transaction database and data warehouse. Here you have the detailed part and index paper are the 2. Data warehouse is like the index. Transaction database is like what? Detailed part of your book. Am I right or not, guys? Everyone is understanding now? Please, guys, I want a reply, ma.
Yes.
Okay. So likewise, guys, likewise, in the same way, guys, likewise, in the same way, here you have what's that? Database is nothing but it is called as what? A database is a place where information is recorded in a detailed manner. Likewise, here, what we can say here is, now, guys, there is another question. Now, you know what is a transaction database, what is a data warehouse. Now, actually, I am worried to know, first of all, what is this ETL? Because we have started this to find out what is an ETL. Yes, guys. So I think this is not clear for anyone. So what is the ETL here? Guys, now when you talk about this ETL part, when you talk about this ETL part, guys, when you talk about this ETL part, it is called as extraction, transformation, and loading. Now tell me, first of all, you go back to your example of the book now. Now the book is there. Now, out of these two parts, detailed part and index part, tell me now which part is written first. First of all, the author might have written the book or the author might have developed the index. Tell me now.
Author written book first.
Yeah, everyone, is it sure? Please, I want various opinions, guys.
After details.
The detail. Yeah, anyone
After
else?
details, index.
Yeah. So, what do you say? Index, sir? Yeah. Anyway, so now, guys, here the author always writes the book first. And based on the book, the index paper is written or developed. Am I right or not? Now, if it is a matter of one book, the author can write the indexes individually like that. If the author has written some 100 books at a time, he wrote 100 books and he wanted to write a index paper for all the 100 books. Is it possible for a one person to write all the indexes in a single day? Tell me now, for the 100 books.
No.
It's not possible. So for that, what we do is, here we require a technological support. In the same way, here also, to write the detailed data into the summarized manner, we require a technological support. So for that, what we use? We use the ETL here. So in the same way, guys, here also, to develop the index paper, guys, to develop the index paper, as you require the detailed data to be kept in a summarized manner, we can use what is that? The technique called what? ETL. So we can say that the ETL stands for extraction, transformation, and loading. Extraction, transformation, and loading. So guys, this extraction and transformation and loading, what it will do? It requires two things. What is it requires? It requires a source and then it requires a target. And now, guys, target means what? The data where you want to load it ultimately. Source means what? Here in this example, here you have a source as what? Transaction database. And the target is what, guys? Data warehouse. So here you have a transaction database is your source. And now the data warehouse is your target. Data warehouse is your what? Target. DWH. Whereas between this data warehouse and the transaction database, we apply the technique called what is that? ETL, which stands for what? Extraction, transformation, and loading. Where extraction is used to extract the data, guys. Extraction is used to extract the data. Transformation is used to transform the data and ultimately load the data. That means I can say that to summarize the data in the detailed manner, towards it, summarized manner, to summarize the data, to create the summarization for a data, we always go for the technique called what? ETL. We always go for the technique called what? ETL. Whereas, guys, when we talk about that summarization or the data summarization, for this particularly, we had a software available for on-premises system. That means already you have one computer. You require to transfer the data from one computer to another computer. That is called as a client computer to the server computer. We used to have a software called what is it? Informatica. Or else we used to have a software called what is that? Abnitio. Or we used to have a software called what is that? Data stage. etc. These are the softwares. These are the all softwares available. These are all the softwares available. These are all the softwares available. These are all the softwares available here, guys. These are all the softwares available now. But now what is it? You have it now. The transfer of the data is now the transfer of the data. Okay, yes. Now the transfer of the data basically is between the cloud to cloud. That means on-premises to cloud. That means here the data is right now available into my local computer. From my local computer, I wanted to put the data onto the Google Drive, for example. I wanted to put the data into this Google Drive, whereas in my local computer, I have the data in some detailed manner. And now I wanted to put it in a summarized manner into this Google Drive, So at that time, we are going to use the software, or sorry, we are going to use the service that is called as what? ADB, which stands for what? Azure Databricks. So we can say that Azure Databricks is a service which is provided to perform the job of ETL between the on-premises and the cloud, and also between the cloud, That means, suppose if the data is right now available in AWS, Amazon Web Services. From the Amazon Web Services, guys, you wanted to transfer the data. By applying, the technique here, called what? ELT, it is extraction, loading, and transformation. Here into this Azure, into the system called what is that? Azure here. Azure. At that time, guys, we go with what is that? Azure Databricks. We go with what? Azure Databricks. We use what is that? Azure Databricks, guys. Azure Databricks, which stands for Azure Databricks, which is used to perform the job of extraction, transformation, loading, or extraction, loading, and transformation. These are the two different techniques we have it. But this technique is right now, companies are implementing it in a very recent era. But whereas since the long we are using the ETL, now basically what's that you have it? ELT is the only technique we are using it. Okay. So guys, these are all the things available right now. Okay, guys. So now this is how we can say that. Okay, this is how we can say that. Okay. Like this is how we can say that the ADB is used to perform the job of ETL, and it is also supported by the ELT to perform the job between transfer of data between the clouds and between the on-premises. Okay, guys. So that's it about this one for the day, guys. So that's it for the day. And now the rest of the things, what we will do is we will just continue tomorrow. Okay, guys. So basically, when we talk about this course curriculum and course this thing, everything, guys, basically, this course duration is 60 hours. You will have 60 hours. We calculated 60 hours. And the classes will be from Monday to Friday. And Saturdays, very rarely we have the class. If any class is missed in, the weekday, we will just have it on Saturdays also, mostly. Okay. So because I'm a working professional, sometimes may not be possible for me to take someday. So that I will cover it on the Saturdays mostly. If not, then we will have a regular class on Saturday, that is Monday to Friday. And the time will be, what is that you have it? 7:30 to 8:30 will be the regular timing for this batch. Okay. And that's it. And the course curriculum, everything is there on your DURGASOFT online webpage. You can download it from there, the course curriculum, everything. There is the course content, you can say. And when we talk about the pattern of the pattern of thing we are going to see a case study wise. That is, we will take a situation on a daily basis. Based on that situation, we are going to work on that, how to apply, what are the techniques we have it. Basically, the difference between the ADF and ADB is that, guys, somebody asked me in the chat box, ADF and ADB. ADF is basically a graphical user interface where we don't require to use any kind of a coding. Whereas the Databricks, you require to use the code here. And when you talk about the coding in the Azure Databricks, We can write the code in Azure Databricks in using the 4 different languages. Guys, what are those? Those 4 languages are nothing but we can say SQL, we can say R, we can say Python, and we can say Scala. But everybody need not know all the 4 languages, guys. If you know SQL, that is enough. And even if you don't know any of the language, okay, even if you don't know any of the language, then we are going to see the basics of the Python and as well as the basics of SQL. I will take you as a part of this course itself. First of all, I will teach you that, then we will go ahead with the programming so that you understand it in a better way.
What situation you can choose ADF and Azure Databricks?
Basically, the situation is that mostly in the real-time implementation, what is happening is for data ingestion process. Ingestion means what? Getting the data, extraction of the data into the Azure or extraction of the data. We are using it the Azure Data Factory. And for a transformation and loading it, we are using mostly the Databricks. We can do both the things here, yeah, guys. Okay, and the classes will start from tomorrow morning at 7:30. So
We'll provide Azure portal access to practice.
we don't provide anything. You have to take the subscription. So simply, I will show you how to subscribe it. So it is just like the Amazon Prime subscription, guys. You have to buy it, or you take it for free. It depends upon you. We can't provide it anyways because there is no matter of piracy, installation, something like that. Everything is online now. Okay, so just you can. It's very simple. You can anyways take the subscription, free subscription for the first 1 month. I will show you, and that you can continue. Yeah, please.
In ADB courses, can you teach us like Spark computation and PySpark, etc.?
Yes, of course. Spark will be there already included in that.
Okay, fine.
PySpark, we are going to see that. Python and Spark together. PySpark.
For Azure portal, we need credit card.
No, debit card is also okay.
Debit card also.
Now they're accepting it. Previously, it was only credit card. Now they're accepting the debit card as well.
I tried debit card also.
Are we beginning with the Azure basics, right? How we can utilize subscription? Because
Yes. I will show you that from the basic part, how to start, how to log in, everything. I'll tell you. Don't worry.
okay. And are we also going to cover in the when our class is going ahead, how we can save the amount? It's totally cloud based.
Yes. I will show you what are the consumption techniques we have. What are the how to save the price, how to save the cost cutting, all these things I'll show you. Don't worry.
Sorry, I joined a bit late. This class is only morning or is it?
No, it is only in. I don't take right now any evening batches. It's only the morning batch.
Okay. Thank you.
7:30. So okay, guys. Any other questions?
I'm good. Thank you.
Okay, guys. So thank you, everyone. So we'll meet tomorrow at the same time, 7:30 in the morning. Okay, 7:30 a.m. Thank you, guys. Thank you, everyone.
Hello.
Yeah, please.
Can you share this on chat box so we can note it?
The video will provide it to you for this one. Okay.
So basically the video is very lengthy now. So
Hello.
Yeah, please.
ADB is what is the database they will use underlying database like a Snowflake, Redshift? What are the in real time? What they are using?
ADB basically you can integrate with the. Right now we have this, the SQL, but you can integrate it with anything. And mostly in the ADB we are using right now the Hive Meta Store. We are having it. In that we store the data basically.
Means only they will access data lake or they will go for store resulted data into Snowflake or Redshift kind of
It depends upon the situation. It depends upon the requirement. They can access the data lakes as well as they can get the data from the any of the third party, the cloud databases, such as your Snowflake is there or any other one. That's it.
Okay. And Azure Databricks can be used for data science kind of thing like a machine learning. deep
Definitely,
learning.
definitely.
Okay. Are you going to cover any or can you give any
No,
reference?
no, no. That is different subject.
Okay. Okay. Any reference also no problem for me. Like I can learn it.
Reference, I can show you how things works, but that's not covered as a part of this. Yes, please. Tell me, guys.
In this ADB courses, are you covering the hype or hype and Hadoop?
Yes.
Okay, that's-
So what is the difference between ADB and ADF? ADF is also using LTA, right? LET.
ELT, that is ETL.
Yeah. And ADB is also using for the ETL.
Hmm.
Then what is the difference between these two?
Basically, the ADF is a graphical user interface.
Mhm.
There will be no amount of coding,
Mm.
but here you have a lot of, you will have everything in coding only, the ADB.
Mm. Yes, sir. Thanks.
Hmm. Thank
So
you, guys.
basically,
And
are
the
you sharing-
functioning will be same only, right? That ETL and ELT.
No,
Sorry,
functioning
the
is
ADB
different.
and ADF.
Functioning will be almost all same only, but difference is there. The difference is
Hello.
there. We can allow the multiple users to work onto the same session. We can allow one data scientist, one data engineer, and one the business analyst and the database architect to work onto the single session using this Azure Databricks.
Okay.
Yeah, basically you are saying that for extraction we use Azure Data Factory, and for data summarization like joining table, etc., we use Azure Databricks, right?
In a project, if the requirement is like that, we will use it like that. But that is not a constant what I said you. Okay. But mostly they will use it.
Okay. In the ADB, there is a chance in the PySpark, we will connect with streaming like a Kafka streaming kind of thing. Is it same way will work here also or any other tool is there? Streaming process?
No, 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 no. Basically, we connect it using this. Basically, we combine this, the Python and Spark together, and we write a code to connect all the things using the notebook.
Okay.
And you also have another notebook such as jars are there. Okay, using that jar also you can connect it. Anyways, that jar and all those things I'll explain you tomorrow. How the things exactly, the working structure and all those things. Okay.
This
Here,
week,
man, we learn ADB along with
There is no mandatory thing to learn ADF and ADB, but people learn ADF and ADB together because the requirement in the market, they are demanding for ADF and as well as the ADB. Because of this reason, I told you now, for extraction purpose, they're using mostly in a project using the ADF, but it does not mean that we cannot do the extraction using the ADB. We can also do it very well in using the ADB. Okay. So extraction, they're using the ADF, and for data transformation and visualization, they're using the ADB.
Oh, sure.
and I have one doubt. So regarding the streaming, batch streaming, and the real-time streaming, so in ADB only we can take it, right? Or we have to use another tool for.
No,
this-
in ADB only we can streaming. You mean to say the live streaming?
Yeah, fetching the
Yeah.
data from APIs and all.
Yeah. You can do that.
Okay. Are you covering these scenarios also? Fetching
Yes,
data from
definitely.
the APIs. Okay.
Yes. Okay. Any other questions?
So Synapse also including in ADB, sir.
Yeah, we will see the scenarios, how to extract the data from Synapse, how to put the data into the Synapse, how to access it. We are going to see it.
Okay.
But Synapse is a different subject. Okay. So thank you guys. So yeah, please go.
I think I said that for practical we use Databricks notebook.
Yeah.
Yeah, other any other platform.
No, we have a database notebook is there. For that only we use practicals for on that only.
Okay. That's fine.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
AI is artificial intelligence. Somebody asked me now. AI is artificial intelligence. Mallikarjun, I think he asked the question.
Yes, yes, sir.
We use the artificial intelligence technique also using the ADB. We have a separate module called AI. Thank you guys.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Hello.